Hello, a day with Caleb. We are back at Rescue Mission Bargain Center. I always want to call it Bargain Thrift, but it's Bargain Center. Uh, we might shop for some binders. We'll see. I currently have enough, but for future endeavors, maybe future scrapbooks. Almost done with the scrapbooks, by the way. Let's see if movies are still $1 and what they have to offer. Okay, we got a few things we'll take a look at the pickups corner, but we have a few more things to show. Sorry about that. That person pulled like right up to me was turned around. But we also have stuff from Goodwill that we'll show, and we'll do a few more stores. Hopefully we find some more good stuff. We are doing a car pickups again because a little nostalgia here. Actually, let me show you. So this building right here used to be Media Play. This was Home Depot, and back there I think was Payless Shoes. But we used to sell candy bars. Actually, let me crank because it is it is toasty, a toasty one today. Man, it is quite warm. But in our voting precinct, well, not the precinct we vote at, but the Board of Elections used to be right there as well. They actually move, if you're local, they moved to the Mecca Mall, which has had some issues, but they kind of revamped it. They took all the stores away, basically. But anyway, going down a little nostalgia avenue here. Every year, probably 4 years in a row, with our school, we would sell candy bars. But the kicker, in a normal school, me and Josh would have been first and second, and we would have split all that cash prize. I think first was 100, and then you got like some gift cards. Second was 50, and we always kick butt with the students. The kicker is the principal, who is supposed to be overseeing the competition, entered the competition himself. Now, does that sound fair to any normal person out there? No. A grown man principal taking on 11 and 12-year-old kids selling candy. That has never set right with me, ever. 20 years later, I don't think it ever will. But he would always get first place. I think a lot of the times he would buy the candy bars himself. But anyway, I don't want to go down that old wound. But we would sell right here, and then we would go in. We wouldn't always buy movies at Media Play because they were quite pricey even back then. But we got a few things. I got a Spider-Man, like a 3D print where Venom is kind of overtaking Spider-Man. It's an awesome print. I think Josh got the Private Eyes with Don Knotts here. And our mom sold our clamshell of The Lion King because of certain words in the clouds that you have to pause to see. So when I had my own money, 12-ish, we started a lawn company. I got the platinum, I think the 2-disc platinum DVD edition with the nice slip for like $25, which in the early 2000s that was a lot of money. But I wanted it because The Lion King was one of the first movies we saw in theaters. It might have been the first one we saw in theaters. And then, we saw Toy Story in theaters. Our aunts, especially Aunt Deborah, Aunt Wanda, shout out to you, both of you, they would have Cousins Week. So during the summer, they would pick a week and host us. Mostly our Aunt Deborah, because she is a teacher. So during the summer, she had summers off. Teachers, don't really have off, but you know what I mean. Her summers were free, so we would go there and we could see movies with our cousins, which was awesome. But one of the first ones, Lion King, so I went here and got Lion King on DVD. Then eventually I did upgrade to Blu-ray, but I still keep that Lion King set, because it's a core memory, and sometimes you gotta keep stuff that has a memory attached to it. But let's dive right in. I think first we'll start with the Goodwill. I did pick up a binder, a big binder, because I technically don't need any more, but it's always good to have some, especially when you can pick them up for $1 or $2. And then this best find of the day, probably, that is Criminal Minds seasons 1 through 4. And if you remember McKay's, I just got the CSI Complete series 1 through 15. This is 1 through 4. And instead of like the stack disc, this has the trays. Unfortunately, it is missing the first disc. I'll just have to cannibalize my season 1 and put that disc in here. Or if I don't want to do that, maybe eBay, there's sellers that have certain disc. I can buy that disc for $4 or $5. I'll see what I want to do. Then we did go to Walmart because I wanted to get an ultrasonic cleaner for my retainers. The last 2.5-3 years, I've been more conscious of my dental hygiene, oral health, because for a long time it was not a priority at all. Kids, brush your teeth. That is very important. But we had insurance up until we were teenagers. Right before college, we got braces. It was the last day you could get braces before our insurance cut off, and I did not want them. Josh did want them. We both kind of had a little gap, between the teeth right here. It wasn't big, it wasn't a wide gap, but it was noticeable. It was a little gap, and Josh had an overbite, or maybe an underbite. I can't remember, and I had an overbite. I know I had an overbite. But, so we did braces, the whole deal. I actually got mine off I think 4 sessions sooner, because I didn't know you every 4 months you had to do it, like checkup. I thought you could skip one. So I went to Michigan for the spring break, college break, or whatever. So when I got back, they didn't tell me anything, and they just took them off. No warning, no call, no email, no text, no letter, nothing. They just ripped them off. So I had the retainers, and I never cleaned them because I didn't know you needed like an ultrasonic. I would brush them, but they say brushing does literally nothing, which I can attest to. So it would collect, it stained, and they got all nasty. And I had them in this old case that broke and was all nasty. So anyway, back to my story. I am now with the Med Clinic, volunteer clinic. Got my teeth cleaned for the first time in years, which was awesome. Then I had a little black spot. It was like it was a cavity on the back of my front tooth. Actually 2. There was one here and one here, and they filled those. So we're slowly and then I got a vibrating toothbrush. I got a retainer cleaner, but if you use it more than 2 times in a row, it overheats, especially the cheapo version I got. But anyway, long story short, I know that was a ramble. I went to Walmart to look at cleaners, and there were no cleaners to be found. So I ordered it on Mercari. Swisker, which is supposed to be a good ultrasonic cleaner. It's supposed to be like top of the line. The number 1 rated machine had problems with like longevity. It wouldn't last long, and I've already went through one. I don't want. So this was the second one, but they say this one is better. Comment down below if you know. Anyway, that was a huge rabbit trail. But anyway, we got seasons 1 through 4. But while I was in Walmart, I got Josh a binder. I think $6. He gave me some cash to get him one. He's through with his binder journey, but the binder he was using got full, so he needs a new one. And now we'll do the rescue mission pickups here. Don't Talk to a Stranger, Pierce Brosnan. That's pretty cool. Gerard Butler in Gamer. That was a printed case. So that's, and on DVD, so that's a cool upgrade. Harrison Ford 4-film collection, Presumed Innocent, The Fugitive, Firewall, and The Mosquito Coast. All the discs except Mosquito Coast are minty fresh. So I might just put my copy in here. We'll see. And it's a flipper disc. I don't know if mine's a flipper disc, but we'll see. And then this was awesome. If I didn't get Criminal Minds, this would have been the find of the day. The Family Man on Blu-ray, and it's got some pretty good special features. We rented this way back in the day on VHS. Always a good time. I have fond memories of this, especially that song. I'm not going to attempt to sing it, but that's pretty cool. Family Man on Blu-ray. I think I just had this on VHS, and I love that cover too. He's kind of looking at his life from afar, or what his life could be if he makes the right decisions. So anyway, that was it. Sorry for the retainer rabbit trail. And going to nostalgia, anybody local, did you go to Media Play? Or in your area, did you have a Media Play, or was this just a Georgia thing? I am not sure. But like, subscribe, share with a movie lover. Until next time, go out there and get those retainers clean and keep collecting.